Chapter 26, Giving Voice to the Voiceless, the Case of Telling the Story of the Other, was about a woman named Astoria Gillette, who was taking a news writing and editing course for her creative nonfiction major. It wasn't necessarily something that she wanted to take, but during the course, she was actually excited about a lot of the assignments with dealing with local news and stuff like that. And she had new interests arise in politics and all this stuff. So overall, she didn't really like the course in the beginning, but ended up really liking it, especially after this story that she decided to cover afterwards with the skills that she had learned. So she had a friend who was a local photographer, and they had been working on news stories involving the African American businesses and economically challenged streets in Savannah, Georgia. And so she took on the news writing role of this job to go along with the pictures that her friend was taking. And pretty quickly, Astoria, was met with the challenge of seeing her privilege. She was quickly confronted with the fact that she was very different than the people that she was writing this news story for. She was white and a female, and she faced this moral question for herself of, well, who am I to tell their story? I have no right. Like, I've never been through this. I've never struggled in these ways. She was just really hit hard with her privilege. So she went with those questions to the editor and to other people, and was saying that, like, it's not fair that I could even try to tell their story for them. And she was faced with a lot of these tough questions that she probably, asked herself for the first time. And she soon realized after a few conversations and seeking counsel from others that, okay, it's not really about me telling the story for them. It's about allowing them to tell their story through me and through this platform that I have, the opportunity to share their story through, to give a voice to the voiceless. And so just her perspective on that switched, and she realized, maybe it's more important, even though I have a strong voice in most of my stories, maybe sometimes it's important for my voice to be toned down and to give more opportunities for the people in my story to share their voice, but through me. So, Astoria's awareness of difference was in itself a positive step towards making sure she was representing her subjects appropriately and with respect. So I think this was a great lesson for her to learn, especially in the beginning of her reporting career or passion or whatever. The counsel that she sought made a really good point. They said it isn't like you were undercover or trying to do something to expose these people, even though she may have felt like that, being so different. The people that she was covering, they agreed to be recorded and interviewed, and even though she was far removed from that way of life, she had the opportunity to portray the situation accurately and with humanity. So after those conversations that she had, she proceeded with the project, with a bigger sense of purpose, and she made the point that everyone has their own story to tell, but not everyone has the podium.